Hollywood, 1989. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young Disney World at the height of its golden age, the Disney MGM Studios was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Then, something happened that changed all that. The time is now to celebrate 35 years of Disney's Hollywood Studios with the largest ever in-person gathering of those who created its magic, the Imagineers who brought you the great movie ride, Muppet Vision 3D, and of course, as you may recognize, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror will present never-before-seen stories and artwork from the Hollywood that never was, but always will be. This event is somewhat unique in that it will offer a meet and greet and autograph session, as well as 2 days of star-studded panels and presentations. We invite you, if you dare, to register at stage89.com to attend this event either in person or via streaming, or just to get more information. And all event proceeds travel directly to Give Kids the World Village.
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news for March 13th, 2024. Disney Parks has shared more concept art for the new Better Together, a Pixar Pals celebration parade, which is coming to Disney California Adventure for Pixar Fest this summer. The new artwork previews the Luca and Soul floats. The parade will be performed twice per day during Pixar Fest, which runs April 26th through August 4th. It will include more than 24 Pixar characters, including Luca and Alberto and Julia from Luca, on a float inspired by the waterfront town of Porto Rosso. Joe Gardner and 22 from Soul are on a musical float featuring live musicians. This is a debut for a lot of these characters, by the way. Previously released concept art showed us the Luxo Jr. and Turning Red floats. The parade's finale will feature Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl from The Incredibles, Miguel from Coco, Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc., and Woody, Jesse, and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Club Pixar, a new nighttime party, will take place in Hollywoodland at California Adventure, again during Pixar Fest. Disneyland Park will also host the Pixar Pals Playtime Party during the day. Pixar backdrops, games, and characters will be available during the day in the Hollywood Backlot. That's a subset of Hollywoodland, backed by Monsters, Inc. Club Pixar will take over the area at night, featuring an interactive DJ dance party, live performances, games, photo opportunities, themed food, specialty crafted beverages, and more. Of course, Hollywoodland at DCA used to host regular nighttime festivals, including Glow Fest in 2010, Electronica featuring Tron Legacy from 2010 to 2012, the Mad Tea Party for the live-action Alice in Wonderland from 2012 to 2016, and Freeze the Night, a family dance party inspired by Frozen in 2015. There hasn't been anything there since. It's been a long time, and these used to be very popular offerings. Over at Disneyland Park, guests can dance and play the Pixar way throughout the day with characters at the Pixar Pals Playtime Party in the Fantasyland Theater. This high-energy show will include interactive games, photo locations, activities, and a selection of shorts playing on the big screen. Of course, Together Forever, a Pixar Nighttime Spectacular, will return at night, and a Pixar Fest sculpture will be displayed on Main Street, USA at Disneyland as well. Meanwhile, Pixar Fest will also have a variety of themed food and beverage items for guests to enjoy. Disney California Adventure will also have Pixar-inspired food booths beginning in May. Among the treats will be the Pixar Fest cake, which you're looking at now, which is returning to the Plaza Inn. It was an absolute highlight the last time they had Pixar Fest. As well, Paradise Garden Grill will once again have its Coco-inspired menu. New for Pixar Fest 2024, the menu at the Troubadour Tavern will transform to feature Pixar-inspired food and beverages. Beginning on May 10th, 6 Pixar-themed marketplaces will join the fun at California Adventure. They'll be available throughout the rest of the festival. Each location celebrates a different Pixar film. Here's a taste of what you can expect. There will be summertime dishes inspired by the Italian coast at Porto Rosso Pasta from Luca, reimagined classics at Gusteau's To Go, a themed booth for Ratatouille, a playful melange of elements at the Elemental Table inspired by Elemental. There are fun foods perfect for a tween, a boy band, or anyone really at Four Town Favorites from Turning Red. There's feel-good foods that feed your soul at The Spark, inspired by Soul. Flavors to appeal to all your emotions at Hanger Management from Inside Out. Oh boy. How about we talk about some merchandise? A Pizza Planet merchandise collection has already begun to arrive at Disneyland Resort. That, of course, will continue into the Pixar Fest event as well. Other collections will feature characters from Turning Red, Coco, Monsters, Inc., and more. A Heather Gray shirt featuring May in her red panda form, jumping with joy among repeated versions of OMG will be available. Disney also shared a look at the new crossbody bag featuring the Pixar Fest, or the Pixar Ball and the Pixar Fest logo, and a dark Pixar Fest spirit jersey as well. Limited time Pixar Fest merchandise will arrive in April, and of course, again, Pixar Fest will actually take place April 26th to August 4th. As well, medallions inspired by Pixar films will be available for a limited time throughout the Disneyland Resort at those collectible medallion kiosks. Disney Parks also teased a new Alien Pizza Planet truck popcorn bucket coming soon. The popcorn bucket will be available at Disneyland Park and California Adventure for the event, and it will begin, this will be available beginning April 26th. We assume it'll be available at Alien Pizza Planet at Disneyland, but they haven't said anything yet. It'll be limited to 2 per person per transaction. The bucket looks just like the Pizza Planet truck that first appeared in Toy Story and can be found as an Easter egg in almost every Pixar film. It's yellow with a white cover over the bed, which opens to hold a box of popcorn. A light-up Pizza Planet rocket is on the top front, and a group of little green men are pictured on the back windows. The car door opens to allow an alien figure wearing a Pizza Planet uniform to sit in the driver's seat. The strap is black, white, and red, featuring images of the aliens and the truck. This is a God-tier popcorn bucket. They have been killing it, especially at Disneyland Resort the last several months and even years. I think that the Disneyland Railroad train was incredible. We're going to talk about another bucket in a little bit. Obviously, we put all the Pixar Fest news up front. That's the big news today. But they've been killing it, and this truck is amazing. I love that it's not just a bucket. They're really leaning into what Japan has done forever, is the buckets kind of have alternative function, right? So this is also a toy. Like you can roll it around. The alien comes out of the truck. Like it's actually a proper toy that also can hold a box of popcorn, and I'm here for it. This is tremendous. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation. From Walt Disney World to Disneyland, you can go to Pixar Fest, I know we'll be there, to the Disney Cruise Line, to Adventures by Disney, and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is, their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. A new Walt Disney World multi-day summer magic ticket offer is available. There's a 4-day, 4-park magic ticket where you can experience 4 days of magic and thrills across the Walt Disney World theme parks when you purchase this specially priced, again, 4-park magic ticket starting from $99 per day plus tax. The total price starting from $396 plus tax. The 4-park magic ticket includes 1 admission to each of the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. That's the Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, EPCOT, and Hollywood Studios, for a total of 4 admissions on 4 separate days. That's a limit of 1 admission per theme park, 1 theme park per day. There is also a 3-day, 3-park ticket where you can enjoy fun adventures and thrilling moments with a specially priced 3-day, 3-park ticket that's valid for admission at Hollywood Studios, EPCOT, and Animal Kingdom only, starting from $89 per day plus tax, a total price starting from $267 plus tax. Again, Magic Kingdom not included in that ticket. A limit of 1 admission per theme park, 1 theme park per day for a total of 3 admissions on 3 separate days is what the ticket allows. These tickets do not require a theme park reservation to enter, and they are date-based tickets with a start date from April 2nd, and they're good through September 22nd. Tickets must be used within 7 days of selected start date. The tickets may not be used to enter the same theme park more than once. All tickets and options are non-transferable and non-refundable and exclude activities and events that are separately priced or not open to the general public. Meanwhile, Florida residents can take advantage of a new offer this summer with the Discover Disney ticket. Florida residents can purchase a 4-day Discover Disney ticket for just $59 per day, plus tax, for a total price of $235 plus tax. A specially priced 3-day ticket is also available. The Discover Disney ticket is valid to use from April 2nd through September 28th, with an advanced park reservation required. Reservations are limited and subject to availability of reservations allocated to this ticket as determined by Disney and park capacity. The 4-day ticket, again, is $235. That's $59 a day. Again, valid April 2nd to September 28th with reservations. The 3-day ticket is $219 or $73 a day. The Florida resident Discover Disney tickets are valid for admission to 1 theme park per day. These tickets can be used on consecutive or non-consecutive days, so you can spread out the fun. You could also choose a Discover Disney ticket that includes these options. There's the Park Hopper option for $40 more per ticket plus tax. It allows you to visit more theme parks on the same day. The Water Park and Sports option is $35 more per ticket plus tax. The Park Hopper Plus option is $55 more per ticket plus tax. New fake plants have been installed on the side of Tiana's Bayou Adventure in the Magic Kingdom. The attraction, of course, set to open this summer. Disney added a Lewis photo op to the construction walls in Frontierland after announcing the opening timeframe. Beyond the construction walls, the former Splash Mountain facade has been transformed into a Louisiana swamp. Vines wrap up the legs of Tiana's Foods water tower. It was installed back in June. According to the ride's backstory, Tiana founded the co-op soon after the events of The Princess and the Frog. Some scaffolding remains up around the mill, which guests ascend at the very start of the attraction. The front of the building was repainted and the roof was covered with moss. We saw several crew members on the side of the Salt Dome Mountain. They seem to still be sculpting the rock. This is where most of the scaffolding remains on the mountain, too. We could also hear work behind the mountain. Disney has been testing the ride vehicles and periodically filling parts of the flume with water. In fact, you're going to see this now. They are now running the vehicles with those quote-unquote sandbag people, although I think these might be filled with water. I just know this story is being published as we're recording this show, so correct me if I'm wrong. They're either filled with water or they're sandbag people, but that means we are getting into pretty serious testing for a imminent opening. So we are just mere weeks away from the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure at this point. The windows and doors of the Briar Patch shop nearby, meanwhile, remain boarded up and blocked off. Doesn't look like they've done much there yet. We can see some construction work on the side of the mountain from the queue. A new fence was installed next to the ride flume earlier during construction. This is where the new plants were installed. Green vines run up the cliffside, and they appear to have red or orange flowers, or maybe peppers, because then they're growing food, right? Of course, peppers are featured on Tiana's Foods signage in honor of the co-op's line of hot sauces. Down next to the flume after the drop, temporary fencing now blocks the cast member stairwell. We saw logs in one of the tunnels under the bridge. There was minimal water in the flume, likely just from rain. But again, they've been testing on and off every day. We also saw a crew member in this area, but no significant work happening. But again, we are getting close, folks. Almost 2 months after the Mission Space attraction sign was removed from its planter, it has now been returned from refurbishment. The sign was removed amid ongoing refurbishment work on the exterior of Mission Space and in the Planetary Plaza. It sits in this round planter in front of the attraction's facade. While the sign was missing, some plants sat in its place. The sign's design hasn't changed, although it was refurbished. It has a shiny reflective surface reading Mission Space with space and the Earth in the background. It's in the silver gray frame with clear plexiglass around the edge. The frame sits on a gray planet-like orb with a ring around it. Crews began the refurbishment work on the exterior of Mission Space nearly a year ago. The ride's exit was updated, galactic mosaics were added to the pavement, and the planet figures were refurbished. Most recently, again, the Earth was returned to the attraction's marquee after being gone for several months. This sign was super faded prior to the refurb. This looks great. I mean, I know Mission Space is not everyone's favorite attraction, but I'm glad to see the TLC happening. The prizes for Spike's Pollen-Nation Exploration Scavenger Hunt at EPCOT and the International Flower and Garden Festival have changed. It seems Disney has run out of the very popular mini cornhole games that were available initially. They've since been replaced with Spike the Bee and Orange Bird magnets. Guests can participate in the scavenger hunt by purchasing a map for $9.99 at festival merchandise locations. After completing the hunt, guests redeem the map at select locations to receive a prize. We saw the new magnets at Creation Shop. The magnets are square with rounded corners. This one reads "Sweet as Can Be" with an image of Spike the Bee, and the festival word mark in 2024 is at the bottom and flowers in the background. The second magnet has a more rounded top, and the orange bird is pictured popping out of an orange flower pot. Orange fruits, flower seeds, and a hand rake are next to the flower pot, which features the festival word mark. "Aren't you glad you met me" is above the orange bird. It's a shame they ran out of those. Those little cornhole games are the cutest thing. I'm glad I got a set. I love them. While visiting Disney's Hollywood studios recently, we spotted that new theming has been added to the Ice Cold Hydraulics kiosk following its debut late last month. Ice Cold Hydraulics is located on Grand Avenue at the studios, which is themed to modern-day Los Angeles. There, guests can find a menu featuring Coca-Cola-infused snacks and beverages, as well as classic Disney treats like Mickey pretzels, popcorn, and cotton candy. Of course, you can watch Nana and I try all the new snacks in a video right here on the channel if you haven't watched that yet. Newly added to the right side of the structure is a bright red faux garage door, matching the red trim of the rest of the exterior. The door is made up of 12 squares, with the upper 6 being glass windows and the bottom 6 painted red. A bike rack was also added in front of the brick wall behind the kiosk. The door replaces what was previously a large, quote-unquote, concrete slab, as seen in the original construction, but you know, it is kind of a worn kiosk. Like, it looks like it's seen a lot of use, so no one thought twice about why that looked a little different on that side. But this is nice. They didn't finish it on time, but the bike rack and the little garage door all adds to the story and the theming, and I think they did a nice job with this. It's a cute little kiosk. The Anaheim Planning Commission approved the Disneyland Forward project proposal in their vote on Monday, March 11th, 2024's meeting. I know I told you on Monday we were going to have an update for you. If you're on the East Coast, that didn't come until 2 a.m. So good thing we didn't hold the show waiting for that to finish. We would have ended up with a Tuesday show. The motion to approve Disneyland Forward passed with 5 votes supporting and 1 opposing. The vote followed 2 hours of public comment from the local community, with a total of 54 speakers, 40 in favor of the project, 13 against it, and 1 without a strong opinion in either direction. In the Planning Commission's meeting agenda, the Disneyland Forward project is identified as being within an approximately 1,078-acre area of Anaheim, located west of the I-5 freeway, south of the Vermont Avenue, east of Walnut Street, and north of Chapman Avenue, and including planned extensions outside of Anaheim. The outlined request from Disney was for approval of the project to allow the transfer of uses permitted under the Disneyland Resort project to other areas of the Disneyland Resort Specific Plan, number 92-1, and the Anaheim Resort Specific Plan, number 92-2, owned or leased by Disney or other subsidiaries of the Walt Disney Company, and to allow future streamlined review of Disney projects in these areas. Disneyland Resort President Ken Patrick appeared during the meeting to speak to the commission, asking them to imagine the possibilities if the project were to be approved, mentioning recent additions to Disney parks around the world like Zootopia in Shanghai and the World of Frozen in Hong Kong. When Disney invests, everyone wins, Patrick said. He also spoke to the thousands of jobs that could be brought to Anaheim by Disneyland Resort if this project moves forward. Now that the commission has agreed to the proposal, final approval is required by the Anaheim City Council, which will likely take place in mid-April per the Los Angeles Times. The City Council will also vote on the abandonment of Magic Way. To put things in layman's terms, again, the whole point of this is to get the proper zoning, essentially, to where Disneyland can decide what to do with every piece of its land. The way it works now, I think, is kind of it would be somewhat difficult to put certain pieces in certain places, even though they own the land. And also, like it says there, to streamline the approval process as well. Folks, I know what they showed you in Disneyland Forward. I know they showed like, oh, it's, maybe Disneyland and DCA will both extend all the way out to this side and connect to the hotels and this and that. That's probably not what's happening. What's likely happening here is we are on our way to park number 3 at Disneyland Resort. That's my theory, and I think the theory of a lot of people in the know. So this is a very exciting time. We'll see if the approval comes through next month, and then we'll see how long it is until we have to wait to hear what everything that's part of this plan will be. A new popcorn bucket inspired by Chuuby, as we call him, the merchandise bird, the orange cartoon bird from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, will soon make its debut at Disneyland Resort. This new popcorn bucket brings the cartoon bird to life in 3D with his wings outstretched and mouth open, ready to share a song. He comes with a dark purple carrying strap featuring the Disney Parks wordmark in orange and a repeating pattern of Chuuby. Revealed in multiple posts on Instagram, the popcorn bucket will be released on Tuesday, March 19th at the Popcorn Cart in Mickey's Toontown to celebrate 1 year of the reimagined land. Chuuby the merchandise bird, because he's barely in the ride, so the point of him is just to sell you socks and handbags and not much else. The newest churro offering from Terran Treats at Disney California Adventure is the Cathartan Crunch. The churro is dusted in chocolate and cinnamon sugar and then topped with peanut butter and M&Ms. The Cathartan Crunch is $7.25, and you can read the review at WDWNT.com. It looks good. We didn't review this because it wasn't part of the California Food and Wine Festival, but if you want to read all those reviews or watch all of them, they're right here on the channel, the reviews at WDWNT.com. We ate a lot of churros, including that. Man, that butterscotch one was outrageous. Maybe the best churro I've ever had. Disney shared new updates about Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, the new Disney Cruise Line destination on the Bahamian island of Eleuthera, which will open in June. This photo is the first official one from Disney. A Bahamian artist designed the patterns of the Mabrika Cove cabanas, which will be available for guests to reserve. Among the first sights guests will see when approaching Disney Lookout Key, the colorful cabanas will set a tone for the vibrant and beautiful architecture throughout the island destination. The True 2 Barbecue Pavilion features shell-inspired shades over a deck. Imagineers drew inspiration for the destination's architecture from the colorful, oversized seashells on the coastline. Nature-inspired art will be in the pavilion and throughout the Lighthouse Point spaces. The tram stops will soon be filled with the bright colors that will light up the destination, inspired by the warmth of Bahamian art and culture. Disney indicates the plaza will have hair braiding and merchandise as well. Rumors suggest that Disneyland Paris will gain a Star Wars land in their Disneyland park, including a roller coaster inspired by The Mandalorian, as well as possibly a Fantasyland expansion. The rumors shared by Passport Wonderland on X also include an expansion to Fantasyland, new backstage buildings, a new parking garage, and a new parade road. The Star Wars land would be an expansion of Discoveryland, the Disneyland Paris version of Tomorrowland, behind Space Mountain. This would put it right next to Star Tours, which will be receiving Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, and Andor updates next month. Disney previously announced a version of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge would be constructed at Walt Disney Studios Park, the other Disneyland Paris park, as part of their expansion, but the Star Wars area was canceled and the expansion is now solely focused on the frozen land, at least as of right now. The Star Wars land behind Discoveryland could be completely different from Galaxy's Edge and likely will be, especially if it includes a unique The Mandalorian roller coaster. The Mandalorian characters Din Djarin and Grogu appear at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Hollywood Studios, but are not part of the land's story. The characters do have a meet and greet actually in Discoveryland at Disneyland Paris, originally announced as a limited time offering, but available a year later. A recently published patent suggests Disney plans to bring Grogu to the parks in a major way. We'll talk about that on Friday's show, actually. It was cut for time today. The Fantasyland expansion would take over a section of trees and backstage between the current Fantasyland and Discoveryland. The new backstage buildings would be behind these expansions, likely in part to replace the buildings that would be demolished for the expansions themselves. Let's talk about this for a second. It's no secret that Galaxy's Edge did not go as planned. They thought it would be a bigger success than it has been. With Galactic Star Cruiser going the way it did, and in general, just people reacting to Galaxy's Edge the way they have outside of Rise of the Resistance, really. This makes sense that you want to go in a different direction. The Mandalorian is probably the most loved piece of Star Wars right now. I think the world is itching for a Mandalorian land and attraction, honestly. I think these are going to be great additions for Star Tours, and I think, a Mandalorian e-ticket would be a home run. And now is the time to do it, right? So I wonder, so in China, they don't really love Star Wars so much. It doesn't have a huge successful history at the box office in China. So the curiosity is, what is that? We talked about on Monday, they're building a new multi-launch coaster in Shanghai. Is it this? Are they both? Is Paris and Shanghai, are Paris and Shanghai both getting this Mandalorian ride? Are they two different things? Are they the same ride system with two different IPs? Who knows? And will it come to the U.S. parks or anywhere else? That's the question. And also, what on earth would be in this Fantasyland expansion in Paris if it does come to fruition? I'll have to wait and see. Now, I know that is not a source with the track record of some others. It's a source I've never heard of, but we'd be remiss if we don't mention that we have heard that there is a Star Wars land in development for behind Discoveryland in Paris for a couple of years now. So this does not sound far off from the truth. We'll have to wait and see what will be officially announced, maybe in August at D23, maybe later. We'll have to wait and see. And as for Walt Disney Studios Paris, we're still waiting to hear what else will be built there. The word on the street is, again, the Lion King is getting a land, whether that will be in studios or whether that will be the Adventureland expansion plot at Disneyland Paris. Only time will tell. Is Avatar coming to Walt Disney Studios? We don't know yet. Well, again, in a couple months, hopefully, we will know all the answers. A new collectible Phantom Manor figure of the ride Stationmaster by Kevin and Jody is coming soon to Disneyland Paris. Kevin, Kitty, and Jody Daly have designed multiple limited edition Phantom Manor figures over the years, including the reproduction of the attraction's facade and the mayor. This new piece depicts the skeletal zombie-like Stationmaster leaning over a ramshackle wood podium. A lamp reads tickets, and the Stationmaster holds a ticket out. He wears a green shirt, a red vest, brown pants, and a visor. The figure sits on a raised base. It's black with green paint in the creases of the decorative elements, and the Phantom Manor sign is on the front, featuring a skull with green eyes and a devilish gargoyle figure. The figure will be €159 with a limited edition size of just 800 pieces. It'll be available beginning March 15th at Thunder Mesa Mercantile, Harrington's Fine China and Porcelains, and the Disney Gallery. Another great piece from Kevin and Jody. I think I have all of them so far. I'm going to need someone to pick this up for me. I got to find somebody. Disney has revealed the name and a first look at the new Alice in Wonderland BMX show coming to Disneyland Paris this spring. A poster featuring Alice entering a Queen of Hearts inspired doorway reveals the name Alice and the Queen of Hearts Back to Wonderland. New images show off the different characters in the show, including the Alice, there's the Queen of Hearts, and the Mad Hatter. They wear stylized versions of the costumes in the original 1951 animated film. The backgrounds in the photos and posters feature graffiti. There will be sort of a urban style to all this. In May of 2023, Disneyland Paris was seeking BMX performers, and in June of 23, we reported rumors of the show, thanks to permits. But last fall, Disneyland Paris finally officially announced this thing, which will open at the Walt Disney Studios Park soon. The show is modern and flamboyant and will bring together various types of performers. Guests will have the opportunity to influence the outcome of the show as well. The BMX show will replace the Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular, which opened with the park in 2002. That closed with COVID. It was set to close anyway as part of the reimagining of the park, but now this new replacement is coming. This thing is going to be wild. I cannot wait to see it. Disney has filed a trademark that reveals the potential name of the new Space Mountain coming to Tokyo Disneyland in 2027. The trademark filed this month is for Space Mountain Earthrise. The trademark's filing covers a variety of uses, including entertainment, provisions of goods and services, teaching of art, sports, or knowledge, providing, planning, or operating a movie, and more. The name doesn't reveal much, but it's the most we've learned about the attraction since the Oriental Land Company announced it back in 2022. Along with the new version of the attraction, Tokyo Disneyland will gain a new Tomorrowland Plaza in front of the mountain. Space Mountain, an exhilarating indoor roller coaster that takes guests on a high-speed joyride through space, has been a favorite of guests at Tokyo Disneyland since it opened in 1983. But of course, the original attraction will close this summer to make way for this brand new version. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.